Today I stopped for just a quick snack and a drink. Wasn't supposed to be anything, and it turned into a culinary experience, if you will. It's hard to use a term like that for a pork rind, but bear with me. This is a locally made treat. They're sold at iMart, so it's not like street food, but it is called onion crackers. It is a flavored pork rind, and I expected very little of it. I was just getting a snack. They are made in Cadiz City over on Negros Oriental, next island over, close to Bacolod. Now, I eat pork rinds. They're good snack food. Salty snacks are good while you're drinking. Bars put them out. People think it's because the salt makes you thirsty, which it might. But more importantly, I think when you're drinking, the salty snacks just go well with it. Salty, greasy, you look at a lot of the drinking foods, and they're all salty, greasy, crunchy, fun stuff. So I buy this onion flavored pork rinds. That's nothing, right? As I go to bite it, the first flavor hits my tongue is onion, and I mean strong onion. And that was kind of good. As I chewed it up, a whole bunch of other flavors started coming out. And my first impulse was to spit it out. It was like, oh my God, what is this? And by the time I finished the first chip, I knew I didn't want to have any more of them. So I had to keep eating. One of my favorite things in traveling is trying new foods. Culinary adventure. I just love it. And I have found a lot of times that first initial, it's kind of a culinary panic. It's like the little kid going, I'm not eating that, it's green. What is that? I don't know what it is, I don't like it. And sometimes the flavors, when you travel, they all have odd little flavors in different foods. Sometimes you get into that same little 5-year-old, 4-year-old panic mode. So I took another bite, and the first thing you get is the onion. Then there's a smokiness, which I could do without, but a lot of things here are smoky flavored. And there's some spice that I can't place. I don't know what it is. There's a spice mixture of some kind in it that I didn't really care for. I was like, that was odd. Then below that, the weakest flavor of all is the actual pork rind. I don't usually buy into you have to develop a taste for it, because if there's something that's just bad, you just don't like, probably just don't like it, and that's normal. But sometimes on these things, you get that odd little flavor, something weird, and you almost want to just shut it out. Oh, what is that? That's too odd. That's too... And you can't let that happen. You got to give it a shot. Eat that second one. If you still don't like it, well, don't buy anymore. You don't have to finish it, but at least you tried. So if I didn't like it, I go, well, it was only 73 pesos with $1.40. I could always buy a Snickers, or if I had to, and that would cleanse my palate with some chocolate and peanut and caramel goodness. But I tried another one, and I ate it slower, let the flavors mix, and just kind of, see what it's going to do. Turned out it was pretty good. It's a little odd. Some of them are more smoky than others. I don't know why the flavors aren't as, maybe the flavors should be more even. The more smoky, I didn't care for as much, because I'm not a big fan of smoke flavored anything, even if it's natural smoke. But turned out they were pretty good. Had a good snack. Expand your horizons. You shouldn't be able to talk this long on a pork rind, but it's not just the pork rinds. Although this was a good one. It's everything here. When you are traveling and so many people here, they come here and they look for just foods they're comfortable with. And my favorite thing about traveling is eating my way around the world. Turn me loose on street food in any country, I'm there. Get me a local drink of some kind. I want the local snacks. Japan has got some weird chips, and let me tell you, they got some weird candy too. But it's always fun. Sometimes it's good, sometimes not so good. But it's always an adventure. And that's my favorite way to travel, is on my stomach. I just have to keep the stomach from getting too big, because then travel is difficult. But try your foods. Eat everything you can. Break out of that comfort zone if you have one. Have some fun. Don't come over here and go straight for McDonald's. That used to just drive me crazy. You're on the ship in the Navy, pulling into Tonga. Never even heard of Tonga before. If you look at the map, you'll see the international date line go down, and it makes a little bump and goes. That little bump is Tonga. They had to make the little bump in the date line to get all the islands in the same day. And we're pulling in. The pier is not big enough for our boat. There is a single, just a bare light bulb hanging on the pier. No cover on it, no real socket, just it's screwed in. There's nothing there. No lights hardly anywhere. And guys are on deck. Where's the McDonald's? Now, I'd never been there either, but I looked at them. I says, look out there. There's not a speck of neon to be seen. We're pulling in at night, and it was the darkest place I'd ever seen. I said, I don't think they're going to have a McDonald's. And to me, it just seems so, I guess that's their comfort zone. They've been away from home. They want that taste of home. And I understand that. But, you got to break out of that, I think, to really enjoy travel. When you get there, yeah, sometimes I'll go to Burger King or McDonald's. You just want that little taste of home every now and then. But it's rare. I mean, for me, I'm like, take me to here's the Carinderias, the local shops that sell the food. Look for the ones that are busy, because they're probably pretty good. Look for ones with lots of taxi drivers and jeepney drivers. It's probably pretty cheap. You know, if the locals aren't eating there, maybe you shouldn't. There's something to think about. So go where the locals go, and you just got to try their foods. It's so much fun. This was just a little snack. I didn't think anything of it when I bought it, but that initial negative reaction that ended up being good. I tried another one. It was like, hey, that's pretty good. But that first taste kind of, you know, I was like, no, I'm not eating that. Don't know what it is. So you've got to get out of that mode. You've got to get your adventure going. That's what I tell people. My favorite thing is the culinary adventure. And I wouldn't have thought a pork rind at the store was going to be one, but it was. So I'm going to keep on keeping on. I got to go find me some lunch. Maybe a drink. Here's an example. It's a piece of a video clip that never got used. The first time I had the Smirnoff Mule, and how I'm saying I did not like it. Then the next clip I'm saying it's one of my favorites. So you got to keep your mind open. You got to try things sometimes more than once. Now the Smirnoff Mule is a vodka ginger beer lime. I can't say that it is particularly good, but it is cold and is paid for. It is almost 2 o'clock and I'm having my vodka with ginger beer. I remember the first time I got this, I said it was weird and I didn't like it. Turns out it's now my favorite. Who knew? Enjoy your day in paradise.